As mentioned, board members stepped outside of policy, made calls direct. We haven't talked about violation of board policy by board members, which did occur. There are a lot of issues. I also think it's extremely important when talking about this situation to recognize that this board has refused to allow our attorneys to speak to the investigator or the district attorney or speak to even the board members, and I have not been afforded the opportunity to tell even this board what happened. Everybody's working in a vacuum of rumor and assumption and no facts. And in my interview with the Daily News, I specifically said I would love to tell you what happened and why it happened, but I provided the legal document of non-disclosure and said I've been advised I cannot.
So,
I would love and welcome the opportunity to be.
point of order.
Early-
Dr. Anderson-Levy,
I-
this is
no,
off
point of
topic.
order.
Point of order. Dr. Anderson-Levy, what's on the agenda is the discussion about the board process. We have accomplished that.
They don't know what happened and aren't willing to hear what happened, aren't willing to allow the documents to be provided to them, are willing to act on rumor and accusations and refusing to hear what actually happened.
Now, I want to respond to that. I have a right to respond to that. Now, President Sharma, you opened the door, so I'm going to go there now. Unless you can tell me someone put a gun to your head and forced you to falsify a document to harm another board member, then I would excuse you from all your actions and move on.
I can tell you.
Let me finish. What my hopes have always been, President Sharma, was not to have you removed from the board. I enjoy your presence, I enjoy your intelligence. But I was the one who told the other board members that you were not fit to serve as president because of that lapse in judgment. Do I hold that judgment against you permanently? No, I do not. As Board of Education members, we vote to expel students. We do not afford students the opportunity to say they made a mistake and we move on. At some point, if you want to have a dialogue about what happened, we will hear that. But no one can force you to falsify a document that you stated on the record that you did. It does not excuse it. And the appropriate thing for you to have done was to resign to step down as president, sit as a regular board member, and allow us to get to the business of why we're here. You
Okay.
opened the door, so I told you that.
So I think, what, I think, hang on just 1 second. The agenda item was about process. Now, if we choose to have some kind of discussion about this at a later time, we can do that. We are not gonna go into all of this right now.
Thank you.
Point of order, you just allowed very strong accusations and statements to be stated by a board member regarding myself, Vice President Levy. To not afford me the opportunity to respond to that, I find unconscionable.
So here, what I did was allowed him to respond to what was already an inappropriate comment based on where we are.
Yes.
And his statement was, unless you can tell me, and I
Okay.
have things that I would.
But
Listen.
we are not gonna do it now. This is not the time.
Point of order,
Yes, ma'am.
by allowing the statements that have been made, and for them to be prefaced by, unless you can tell me different,
No, he didn't.
That
say
somebody
that.
put a
Point
gun
of
to your
order, he
head
didn't say
and
that.
told you to do that.
you don't know what happened,
Right, but we
There
are
are also
also.
false statements that were made regarding how students would be treated, and I
Point
can
of order.
reference.
This is not
Listen,
germane.
Listen,
Sharon,
It is
It's not
germane,
germane.
it's already been made by a board member, it's been put into the
it's
record.
not germane.
here's what I'm saying, is that this is not a court of law. Nobody needs to present evidence,
Thank you.
nobody needs to prove innocence or guilt. The item was about these two things right here.
Statements of guilt have been made, I will request a copy, if that is a public copy of this
You cannot request a copy.
So here's what's gonna happen now, is I'm gonna return the meeting to President Shermer so that we may adjourn. This was the last item on the agenda.
I'm going down the record
You
that I
You
object.
return the meeting.
I
Return
object
it.
to how this was handled. I am going to request a copy of tonight's recording. With that, we are adjourned.